Okay, so when you come to this interface, I want to sign in into Tableau Public. I want to sign in into Tableau Public. I say sign into Tableau Public. I should have this interface. Now, I'm supposed to have a particular interface before this interface. I will see something like learn around your Spotify.
Excuse me, Albert.
Oh, Jesus. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, please.
Um, when I typed Tableau, I saw different options, and
What
I chose
options?
download Tableau desktop.
No, you are looking for Tableau Public, not Tableau Desktop.
Okay, just Tableau Public.
Yes.
Yeah,
Not Tableau Desktop. So before you log in, you'll see something like this interface. Now, what you're interested in is in create. If you click on create, you will see download Tableau Desktop Public Edition. It's different from the normal Tableau Desktop. The Tableau Desktop is meant for students, like I used to say. So if you click on download Tableau Desktop Public Edition, if you click on it, you should have this interface. It will ask you to sign in. So since I have an account, what I'm just going to do is sign in. However, for you, you need to put your details. And it's important you put the right details. Once you put your details here, you click on download app just below. You click on download app. Once you click on download app, then it would, now I want to sign in. Since I have an account, okay, I've signed in, I'm here. Once you click on download app, it will bring you to this place. You select Tableau Desktop, you put in your details, and you put, let me say, okay, let me just, since I'm registered, I'll just sign in. Since I'm registered, I'll sign in. It will ask for your role. I can say student or personal user, and you tick the box. You say download app. So once you click on download, it should bring you to the next interface asking for the type of your device. If it is Mac, Apple, Windows. So if you want the Windows version, you select Windows. So once I select Windows, it will start downloading. As you can see here, it is downloading. It will start downloading from somewhere around your Chrome there. You'll see the download icon, and it will download for you. So that is just how we can go about downloading Tableau. I don't know if that is fine for us before we move forward. For those that are yet to download, that is the procedure to downloading Tableau. So you can please pause the recording while I go back to my Tableau. For those of us, okay, thank you. For those of us who want to download the Tableau, are we able to download? Are we able to download? If we're able to download, please let me know so that we can move forward. So that we can move forward. Now, for those of us that has been following the class from the beginning, as usual, we should pick our visualization from where we stopped. And usually we'll select file. We select file. However, if you are using Windows, your display might be a bit different. You see your file just somewhere around here. But because I'm using Mac, my file will be right at the top. So if you click on File and do Open from Tableau Public, as usual, if I click on it, I would have to sign in and pick my visualization. So for those of us that are downloading Tableau, are we able to Are we able to download it at the moment? Are we able to, so that we can move forward? We have run out of time. Can you please respond so that I can know we are together, please?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So, okay, now for those that are just downloading Tableau, what you need to do is this. You need to load in your data. You need to load in your data. Now, I'll be loading in the data just to show us one or two things so that we can be on the same page. So the first thing you want to do is click on Excel because it's an Excel file. You click on Excel, then it will redirect us back to where the data is. Now, my data is sample superstore. So once I select it, I should have it on my laptop like this. So you might want to check where you have your downloaded file, or where you have the file downloaded in your laptop. So once I select it, I would say open, and automatically it should load, and I should have an interface like this. Now on this interface, I don't have anything to work with yet. Naturally, in our previous classes, we went to Excel and we showed ourselves the data, and on Tableau, you can see the different sheets we have inside that one Excel file. Now, in that Excel file, we have 3 different sheets. We have the orders sheet, the people's sheet, and the returns. But most of the information we need to work with is inside the order sheet. So the first thing we want to do is bring out, you press and hold and drag it out. Once you drag it out, you drop it on. You might not see what I'm dragging, but you can see my cursor moving. So what I want to do is click and hold, then drag it out. Once I drag it out, I'll leave it. Then I should have something like this, because this is where I'll be performing my joints. Okay, this is how I'll be performing my joints, and I'm able to see the information I want to work with. However, in this place of rows, I can change the rows to 1000 and click on enter so that I can see more data. I can see it in rows of thousands. I can see it in rows of thousands. I can see it in rows of thousands. And another thing is the data set or the data type. Tableau will show us the data type, the kind of data, the kind of data that are in each field. And what I mean by each field, I simply mean each columns. Excel is a rows and column thing. So it will show us the kind of data we have in each field. Now, if you look at the OID, for example, it is showing us hash. If you look at the orders ID, it is saying ABC. If you look at orders, it is showing you something that looks like a date. If you look at the ship date, a date. If you look at the orders ABC, which ABC simply means strings. It simply means information strings, string data type. Now, if you move forward and look at the segment, not segment is still strings. If you look at country, it shows you a map, something that looks like a map. So it simply means it's a country data type. If you look at the orders, the city, the state, the postal code, and everything, you see the data type that data is and what they are simply showing us. Now, if you come to sales, you would see that it is simply saying hash. For example, it is showing us sales amount. Now, for example, if you look at this role ID, usually this data type should be strings, not number per se. String in the sense that they are information, they are just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that they are index numbers. So if we want to change the data type, we can actually do that here. To change the data type from here, you can see immediately I clicked on the hash sign. If you click on the hash sign, it will show you, it's saying whole number. Just give me a whole number, but I can change it to string. For example, let me say I change it to string. You can see it moved to the left side of the field because it is now showing as A, B, C, D. It's showing as 1, 2, 3, but 1, 2, 3 in the sense of ONE, TWO, THRREE, FOUR, FIVE. It is showing in that regard, but it will show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that. But it is a string. It is a string. So when we now move forward, when we come to orders, the sales, for example, the quantity, for example, these are monetary information. They are information that has to do with an amount. If we look at discount, you see some are 0.000, some are 0.450, some are 0.2000, and so on and so forth. Now, all of this that I'm doing is for those that are not where we are currently. So now, when you have this, when you're on this same screen that I am, the next thing you want to do is click on sheet 1. You click on sheet 1 to give you an interface like this. Okay, to give you an interface like this. So on that note, for those that have not started or that did not start with us, you should have this interface as I open the main visualizations we've been working with before now. So those of us that we started together, let us open our visualization from the cloud. So as we all know, we will sign in. So since I know my login details, all I have to do is sign in, then pick up my visualization. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for. I'll open it, and it should load and give us what we want so that we can continue. Okay, so in our previous classes, we have visualized some information, and we started with the sales by category, then we moved to profit by category, we moved to the pie chart, we further went into the donut chart, okay, went into the donut chart, so it's loading, should load. Yeah, I'm waiting for it to load before I move forward. Well, it will load and show itself. It's not a problem. So then we further went into the map. Then we came and designed the map again. Then we went to another type of a map. Now, today, those of you that are just starting with us, you can start here. You are in good hands. You can start here. However, I would advise you watch the first 4 videos if you have the time, because it's important as well. So now I'll be starting here, and today we'll be moving into top products, parameters, and moving average. Those are what I would love to cover tonight. However, I'm supposed to finish this class by 9 o'clock UK time or 10 o'clock Nigeria time, but I will extend it a bit further to like 9:30 to like 9:30, yeah, 9:30 UK time. because of the time we used to settle in, and then before we started. Now, the only difference between our data and those that are that are just joining the class tonight, the only difference between our data and your data is we have made some arrangement. We've created something called an hierarchy, and we have a calculated field called 0. However, if you go through the first 4 videos, you would be able to have something like this too. But although this and this, they are not a big deal, it's just a way of arranging our data. However, the 0, if you do not have the 0, you won't be able to, I don't know why the donut is not showing. You won't be able to have the donut chart. Yes, you won't be able to have the donut chart. However, we'll be moving forward. Now, tonight, we want to start with, we want to know the top product, either that has the highest sales amount or the highest sales profit in the data set. Now, for us to do this, to know the top product, it can be the top salesperson, it can be the top selling product, it can be the top bad products that are not doing very well. It can be anything. It can be anything. It can be anything. So now, for us to visualize the products that are leading the other products in this particular data set, please, I hope we're on the same spot. I hope I'm not leaving anybody behind. I hope we're all on the same page.
No, we choose Albert.
Okay, thank you. Please, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call me back. Thank you. Now, I was saying we want to visualize the top products and want to enter into parameters and moving averages. After tonight's class, I would give you some assignments to do, and it is important you do it. It is important. It's not mandatory, but it is important. If you don't do it, nobody beats you, but it is very, very important. It's for your own good. It's for our own good. So now, the first thing I want to do is look for product name. Now, I can see my product name. It's a string data type. Any data that has ABC. Now, if you look at, you would see something like item and location. They are simply an hierarchy. You would see a logo right in front of it that has 1 head and 2 feet. It's simply showing a hierarchy of things that are placed in between each other. Now, the first thing we want to do is look for product name. Now, when we bring our product name, we have to drop it on rows. If I drop it on row, I should see a pop-up like this. If I want to filter, then add. If I want to disable automatic update, if I do not want to add, but I'm interested in adding all members. So I want to say add all members. And of course, I should have something like this. And don't forget, we are dealing with a sales data type. We're dealing with a sales data type. Now, I want to know the products that are doing very well. Very well. The next thing I want to do is bring in the sales, because I'm dealing with products and their sales amount. So the next thing I want to do is I want to bring the sales to column. I'll look for my sales under my measures. And for those that are just joining us today, you will be hearing me use the terms measures and dimensions. Measures and dimensions. Now, measures are simply monetary value. Monetary values. They are simply monetary values. They have to do with sales, profit, quantity, discount. They are values, number values. Now, the dimensions, on the other hand, they are informational values. We call them qualitative data, if I'm not wrong. Call them qualitative data, because you have both quantitative and we have the qualitative data. But to break them down, it's simply you would see the measures, they are green in color, and you see the dimensions, they are blue in color. Now the green ones that are the measures, they are data that has to do with value, quantity, amount. They have to do with values. Now, if you open this latitude and longitude, you see that the things that are inside they are map values, like 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all those things. They are number-based value. Now, on the other hand, the dimensions, they are information that helps the measures. For example, now you see that the product name, they are dimensions, but this information is really not complete without the measures. So then I'll just bring my sales to column, and we'll see what we will have. Now, I've brought in my sales, and I can see this product is this particular sales is around 14,300, but it's not looking very well. It's not looking very well. So the next thing I want to do is you can decide to sort this information. I can sort it either ascending or descending, but I want to sort it ascending or descending. So I can decide to sort from highest to lowest, from lowest to highest. Now these are the two sort buttons. These two buttons, they are the sort buttons. They help us to sort information. But then I want to sort in descending order. So the descending order shows me the highest sales amount. Then if I further go down, I'll see other information as they move on. Now, since we have sort this information descending, we would see that we have a long list of products. We'll see we have a long list of products, but this information, we cannot send this information to our stakeholders, and we expect them to be going through a lot of this information. So now another thing we want to do is we want to introduce index. We want to introduce index into this information. Now, for us to introduce index into this information, the first thing we want to do is, you see this place under your mark button. You will double click on this place. If you double click, you will see a pop-up like this. If you double click, you see a pop-up like this. Now, once you see this pop-up, the next thing you want to do is type in index into it. So just type index. You would see a pop-up like this. You click and you click out. I'll take that again. And don't forget, whenever you have issues or you made mistake or you have made a mistake, just click on Ctrl+Z. It will take it out for you and take you a step backward, just like our undo and redo in our usual usage of the laptop. So I said, want to bring in index. Now, for us to bring in index, we double click on this part of the marks, double click, and you type in index. Then you click out. So once you click out of the index, you want to introduce the index into our visualization. Okay. Then we want to change this our index. We want to change it from a string. We want to change it from a numerical value to a string. Now, if you click on this drop-down button right in front of it, if you click on it, you would see continuous and discrete. So discontinuous, we want to change it to discrete. Okay, so once we change it to discrete, we'll see that the color on it has changed from green to blue, meaning that it has changed from a numerical figure to a string data type. It has changed to ONE1, 3W02, but it is written as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on and so forth. So the next thing I want to do is want to move, all of these things are movable. Want to move this index, want to move it behind, our product name. Now, once you carry it, you hold and drag it, then you bring it to the back of index. You would see a faint orange color. It's more like an arrow. It is indicating that you want to drop it here. So if I drop it here, then I should have something like this, giving me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in index format. It is helping my visualization to even look more better. So I want to believe we have brought in our index into the visualization. So now the next thing can you mute one of your devices, please? 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐂𝐓, please go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, my
Your what?
my index is red.
Your index is red.
Yeah.
It means something is wrong then. Okay, I'll take the index again. I'll take it again. Now, I said you can drop your hand, 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐶, if that's fine, if that's all. Now, your index, we don't have index now. If you double click on this part of the camera, which is just beneath your mark, if you double click, you type in index, then you should see a pop-up saying index.
Sorry, can you wait? Trying to figure out what's wrong with this.
Have you figured it out?
Yeah, please continue.
Okay, good. So our index is a numerical value, just like I said the other time, but we want to change it to a string data type. So once you click on the drop down right in front of it, that looks like an arrow. Once you take out your cursor, the arrow faces up. But once you bring your arrow to it, it brings out a tiny drop down arrow facing down. So once you click on it and change it to discrete, the color should change automatically, meaning you have changed it to a string data type, and you click out of it. Then you want to move it behind our product name to give us index of things, or to give us index number for the products. So we should have something like this. So I want to believe we all have something like this. 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐶, do you? Are you okay now? Hello, 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐶, are you okay now?
No, please, can you go back?
Okay. So where are you stuck exactly?
I just got the index to be green.
Can you mute one of your devices?
Okay.
Okay. So you can mute one and leave one to whenever you want to speak. Now, you said your index, is it green or is it blue?
It's green.
It's green. So can you see this pop-up, this arrow button that is right in front of it? Can you see? Can you click on it? If I click on continuous, this is what you have actually. Sorry, this is what you have. But you want to change it to look like product name in terms of color. Okay. So once you bring your cursor to index, right in front of it, you would see this, or even if you click on it, if you right click on it, even without the arrow, if you just right click on it, you should have this pop-up. Okay, if you have this pop-up, you just want to change it to discrete instead of continuous. Okay, change it to discrete and you're good to go.
Yeah, thanks. I'm fine.
Okay, then we'll move it right behind product name, and we should have something like this. Okay, now, hello, Ayodeji. Ayodeji, are you okay? Is it fine? Ayodeji, are you there? Ayodeji, can you hear me? Because it seems you're one of those joining us for the first time, if I'm not wrong. Okay, Ayodeji is not saying anything. Okay, moving on. Okay, moving on. So since we have introduced the index into our visualization, then we don't need all these information, like I said, but we want to show maybe like the top 10 products or the top 20 products or the top 30 products with the highest number of sales. Then that takes us to parameters. Okay, that takes us to parameters. Now, it takes us to parameters. So parameters are more like a set of instruction we put into our visualization that helps us optimize our visualizations. Okay. Now we can introduce parameters through filter, and we can actually go with another method. So, but I'll be taking us through the first method by introducing filter into our visualization. So now, for us to introduce filter into our visualization, we want to come to the product name. If you click on the product name, you would see filter. We'll see filter. Now, if you select filter, this pop-up should come up. Now, when this pop-up comes up, then we'll select top. If you select top, then we'll do by field instead of none, by field. Then we can say, okay, the top 10, can say the top 10 and all of that, blah, blah, blah. But however, it is not modifiable this way. If we want to like get it to the dashboard, and we have to like go back to the filter pane to click on the number, and then we have to do a few things. Okay. Now, but then if we come to the top 10, for example, click on the 10, we would see create a new parameters. Okay. Create a new parameters. Once you click on create a new parameters, we should have this pop-up. Now, what we want to do is rename these parameters as top N. Once you name these parameters top N, we want to select the data type, or the data type is integer, so it's automatically selected. Then we want to select the range. The range has been selected. Usually, if you have something like all, select range. Now, if your data type is showing string, click on it and select integer. Okay. Now, if you select range, you select the minimum, the maximum, and step size. Okay. So the step size simply means the number of steps we want the parameters to move. If we say we want it to move in a step of 3, it means let's say we want to see the top 6, for example. Once you have this top 6 products, if you click on the parameter to move forward, it will fly by 3 steps. It will go by 3 steps. Okay, but we want it to be in a step of 1. Okay, so the step size is simply the number of movements. So once you say okay, once you click on OK, would have you see the parameter is there already as this and as top n, and once you click OK and all of that, we should have something like this, but it will be in our filter pane. Okay, but we can then come to edit it, but this will be taking us forth and back. So we really don't
Sorry,
want to.
Albert, I'm lost.
Okay, hold on. So this will actually, if you want to click, let me come back to edit filter. I said this is one way to create filter or parameters in your visualization. You come to top, you do by field, you select. Now you should have a create new parameters. However, we created a new parameter. We said top n. Okay.
What
And
do I
then
click to get the dialog box? Sorry.
what? Come again, please.
What do I click to get this box? That's why I lost. Sorry.
Okay. Let me cancel. If you guys click on product name, you'll see filter here. Okay. You click on edit filter. I should have edit filter because my filter is there already. However, I can take it off. Look, so I don't have anything. I'm the filter. I do top by field. I should have create new parameter here. If you do create new parameters, you should have something like this. You name the parameters, integer. You select your range, your minimum, your max. You step it by 1, and you say OK. So once you click on OK, it takes you back to your filter pane. Then you click on top N, and voila, you're good to go. But like I said, this is just one way of going about the parameters. But the best way to go about parameters, I'll take this off. The best way to go about the parameters is to, if you come to your button here, if you click on it, you see create parameters. Okay, you click on create parameters, then you can name your parameters top n. Now, okay, it says top n parameters exist, so I'll just have to go and delete that first. Okay. Okay, so I have to go and delete that. However, let's move forward. Let me do show parameters. Where's show parameters? Okay, so I'll just come back to where I was. If you click on the button, like I said, create parameters, say okay. Want to name our parameters. I'll still name it top n, okay? I'll do now, this time I'll do top n products. Okay. Now, naturally, we should have something like this, float. We are able to click and we say, okay, integer. Okay, so we say integer, then we come to our range. We say we check our maximum and minimum, and we step it by 1. So once we say okay, now we would see. Now you would see that this was the first parameters I created, which was the top end, but I don't need it actually, so I'll delete it. Now this is the parameters we have created now, the top end products parameters. But now the parameters is actually not showing yet, and it has not been wired into our visualization. Okay, so having done that, then we would come to the parameters and you can right click over it and do show parameters. You can click on the drop down the button right in front of it and do show parameters. So once I click show parameters, I should have the top end parameters just here. Okay. Now it has not yet been wired into our visualization. So we have to go back to wire the parameters into our visualization. So it will not show as filter again, but it will show as parameters that we are able to edit it, that it is editable. Okay. So now for us to wire in our parameters, we need to click on our product name. If you click on our product name, now we would see filter, just as we did the other time. We click on top by field. So instead of this top 10, we just come and say top end products, which was the parameter we created. So if we say top end products, if you apply, you would see that it will take effect immediately. However, this is just one. So I can take it forward to show the top 12 products. So this way, this visualization is optimized in such a way that we don't even need to. You can then, if you wish to type in, you can come to edit your parameters instead of slider. You can do type in. So type in, you can just click and do, let's say 35, for example. I click on enter. It shows me the first 35 products. But personally, I don't like typing. I prefer slider. Okay. So this way we have wired in our parameters into the top products. It has been wired in into the top products, and then we can decide to take off all of this because they are not really important. As we always do, click on the show header to take it off. Then we have to format our visualization. We have to format our visualization. We'll come into, we'll just right click as we used to format, because we've had a class on how to format and do the needful concerning how our visualization looks. However, we'll format this visualization together. So if I just right click, if I right click, I should see format. If I click on format, and don't forget.
Sorry, can I ask a question, please?
Please hold on.
Lost.
Where are you lost? Where are you lost?
The slide you were before you came here, because in this particular place you are, I'm only having one under the index and the product name. I'm only having one.
Can you look at your parameters here?
Where is your cursor?
Can you see where my cursor is? Can you look at, have you showed your parameters?
I can't lift this. Hold on. Yeah. Okay.
Have you showed your parameters? You can see that one is here. All right. Is it?
Yes.
Now, did you do, for example, your parameter is here, right?
Yes.
Did you right click and do show parameter?
Yes. My show parameter is highlighted. Yes.
Good. Now, here.
Yes.
You have one here, right?
Yes.
And your display is showing just one.
Yes, one.
Yeah, it means your parameter is working. So what you need to do is, you see this slider here?
Yes.
just move it forward and move it backward, then to see if it's working or not.
Yes, it's working.
Okay, good. That means your parameter is effective.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So I was talking about visualizing our formatting our visualization. Sorry. So as we usually format our visualization, so we just right click, I will do format, and then don't forget, I always tell us to check the fields we want to format. For example, let's say I want to format the product name. So I can come in and select the font I want. The font is showing, and I say okay. If you are the type that loves to color your font, just like this, for example, if you love to color, you can give your product color. If you want them bold, you can as well. However, for the sake of this class, okay, let me leave it this way to make the visualization more appealing. Okay, so if you want to increase the font size, you can do so, but I don't really think it's necessary. Okay, then I can decide to come here, and the index, I can format it as well. The index, I can say okay, the index will be Tableau bold, for example, bold, and select a darker shade of black for it to give it more color. Okay, so I want to believe we're on the same page. So I can then come to the header, this header. I can remove them if I want. And come to the header to remove them if I want. I can decide to remove the lines. So let's try to remove the lines. Let's come to remove the lines. Let's say, okay. Okay, so the grid lines is off. The grid line is off. Okay, I'm trying to remove the lines.
How did we get to format lines, please?
Just right click on your visualization, you see format. Okay. Okay, are you good?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So once you click on format, you can select which of the field you want to format.
Okay.
And select which of the field you want to format.
Okay.
So once you select, for example, let me add something new to the visualization. So if I want to, for example, if I want to label my visualization, I can bring the sales to label for the sales to be labeled right in front of the visualization. For example, usually it is not necessary because the tooltip is showing this labeling already. But for the sake of this class, I'll be leaving the labeling just to add, just to format the labeling so we can format them together. And don't forget, if I want to show the profit and the sales together for this visualization, as we used to, all we need to do is bring in profit into detail. So once I bring in profit into detail, if I come to the first sales, for example, I would see this profit amount as well. It's showing the sales of around 11,579 or 73, and it's showing the profit amount as well. So what I did was I'll Ctrl Z that out. So I brought my sales to label so that it will label the bars, to label the sales amount right in front of the bars. Then I said, okay, if for me to see the sales amount, I'm interested in seeing the profit amount in the tooltip. This is the tooltip. This is the tooltip. This is the tooltip backend, so to say. But once I bring in my cursor, now this pop-up, this white pop-up that shows right in front of it, it is the tooltip. That is the tooltip. So if I want to add anything to show into this tooltip, all I need, without having to bring that information either to the rows or to the column, all I need to do is bring it into detail, for example. If I bring it into the detail, then it will automatically show in my tooltip. Or however, there are times that I would have to add those information. I would have to insert those information. For example, if I come into my tooltip and I say, okay, well, my sum profit is there already. So let's assume my sum profit is not there. All I need to do is click on insert. Like if I come into my tooltip, this is our tooltip. If I come into the tooltip, if I say, for example, I want to change the font size or the font of this product's name, I want it to be a darker shade of black. I want my profit I want to change it from Tableau book to Tableau semi-bold, and I want a darker shade of black. I want my sales to be Tableau semi-bold as well. The font has to be unique. Yeah, and if I want my index, to be the same thing, and I want a darker shade of black, everything I am doing on the tooltip area, it will take effect when I bring my cursor on any of the bars. So if I want my product name, for example, it's just for example, if I want my product name to be blue, if I want my sum profit, for example, if I want my sum profit to be, let me say this shade, if I want my sum sales, if I want it to be black, if I want my index, if I don't want my index to be to show in my tooltip, all I need to do is take it off from here. Right? If I take it off and I say, okay, so whenever I bring my cursor to any of the bars, it shows me this pop-up. It shows me the name of the product, the profit amount, and the sales amount. Okay, and it is giving. I decided to give them colors so that it will be distinct. Now, if I want to format this my sales amount to show or to be more appealing, all I need to do is go and format it. Just as we've been formatting our visualization since the beginning of this cohort, all I need to do is right click on the Canva or any of the bars, and I come to format. Okay, now my format pane has popped up. Then I need to select which of the field. What do I want to do? Okay, I want to format my sum sales. Like I used to tell us, we have to select what you want to do. You need to select it. You cannot just click on format and start changing anything. You have to select what you want to format, that particular element you want to format. If I say, okay, sum sales, now I want to deal with numbers. And we know that in our previous classes, we said, okay, if we want to deal with the numbers, we need to work on our currency custom. Now, if you work on your currency custom, you want to change the decimal places to 0. And, well, this is showing me R, blah, blah, blah. Let me leave it. Now, the display format, I want it to be in thousands. Case. Okay, I need to change my country from to US, for example. Let's say automatic, for example. Okay, I need to change this. Let me change it from South Africa to United States. Okay, I say US. Now, let me come back to my currency standard. So obviously it has changed to dollars. So if you have the same information I had earlier on in the values, the sign of the value, you can come into your currency standard to select the country you want its value to show in your visualization. However, once you select the country, you need to come back to your currency custom. You bring down the decimal places. We're not interested in decimal places. Then we come to our display unit. I want it in case. So once it shows in case, if you're in the UK, you can select pounds. If you're in Nigeria, you can select naira. Then I click out of it. So it has simply showed me, or it is simply showing me the amount in case. However, I'm not done. If I come back, well, I'm still on some sales, my font, I'm big on fonts. I come down to Tableau semi-bold. If you want to, for example, if you want to color yours, depending on you can do that. So, and you can select any of the fonts you prefer. For example, I'll be leaving this visualization like this. So it's just blue and pink. Now, I hope I'm not too rushing. Are we on the same page?
No, I'm not.
Oh, Jesus, sorry. Where are you, please?
You see these figures that came out in front here?
Okay.
I didn't get that.
Okay. What I did was, it means you are not following. Okay.
Sorry, I went to attend to the kids, then I came back.
That's what. So it's okay. It's okay. That's why I said it means you're not following. Now, the sales. What we did here is just to label the bars. So the sales, you can drag it to label.
Sales to label.
Drag the sales to label. Once you drag the sales to label, it will label the visualization. Okay. Once it labels the visualization, then you can come to format it.
I have done that, but the figures didn't come out.
I don't understand.
I'm having the same challenge too. I've done that. Figures
I have some profit in detail. I have some sales in label, and yet I'm not having the figures in front of it. In those ones you wrote $5,000.
Okay, who else is having the same problem, please?
I'm having the same problem.
Sorry, I can't see. What's your name, please?
Damlola.
Okay, Damlola. Okay. What's the name of the second person, please?
It's Emilia.
Emilia, okay. Can you share your screen, please? I will stop sharing. Just share your screen, please.
I will struggle to do that because I'm using two laptops. I'm using one to watch this. The one I'm using, that one, I didn't log in with it. But
okay.
Hold on, I will do that quickly.
Damlola, can you share your screen, please? While Emilia gets herself prepared, please. Okay, let's see.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen. Can you place your cursor on one of the bars? Okay, your sales amount is changing. Now, can you take off your remove the sum profit and the sales from the tooltip, please? Okay, good. Now, can you remove your product name from filter, please? Okay, take it out. Okay, can you scroll up? Okay. Now, can you bring back your sales to label? It's actually working, but it's not showing.
Yes.
It's not showing. It's not showing. It's not showing. Can you right click in front of your sum cells? Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to check. Just hold on. Can you click out? Click out.
Okay.
Bring back your cursor to any of the bars. Something is off. Open a new sheet, please. Open a new sheet. Now, bring your sales to columns. Now, bring your product name to rows. Add all members. Yeah. Sort descending, please.
What do you say? Come again, please.
Sort descending. Sort descending. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Good. Now, do the index thing. Type the index and do it. The index, yes. Double click. Type index. Yeah. Select, yes. Click out. Just click out. Just click out of it. Now, change it to string. Okay, click out. Then move it behind your product name. Yeah. Okay. Come into your now. Come to your top end parameters. Right click on it. No. Not on the bars. Your parameters. Your parameters below. Your parameters below. Your parameter. Yes. Right. Click on it. Right. Click on it. Click on it.
This one.
Yes, that's your parameters. Now come to edit parameters. Let's see what you've got. Okay. Okay. Click OK. Now do show parameters. Yeah, right click. Show parameter. Okay. Now bring the sales back to label. Let's see. Oh. Can you bring your cursor to any of the bar? Let's see if the sales amount is showing. Sales amount is showing, but it's not showing on the display. Why? It's supposed to show. It's supposed to show. It's supposed to show. Now, bring your profits to detail. Now, then open your tooltip. Yeah, open it. Okay. Okay. Click OK and move out of it. Now, bring your cursor to any of the bars. Okay, it is showing on your bars, but it's not showing in display. Can you hold on for a minute, please?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Can you pause the pause the recording for us to have it in thousands. Yes, thank you. So for us to have it in thousands and not just the long numbers that we have.
Can I share mine?
Okay, yes, you can share yours. Let's see.
Okay.
This is faster.
So this is where I am.
Okay. Can you click on your label? Okay, let's see. It's marked. And allow the verbs to overlap for the marks. Okay, click out of it. Now bring out your product name that is under filter. Can you remove it? Yeah. No, just drag it out. Drag it out. Drag it out. Okay. Can you bring your cursor to any of the bars? Let's see if you still have the. No. To any of the bar charts, any of the bars. Okay. The sales amount is still showing. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know why why the sales is not showing on the label, but I will recheck and get back to you because I don't know. It is supposed to show naturally because we have the same data and we are using the same thing. However, like I said, the information we are trying to project is showing in our tooltip, though. It's showing in our tooltip. So like I said, it's not necessarily it does not necessarily have to be on those bars because the tooltip is showing those or that information. So, but I'll check because I've tried to check for other things that might cause it, which means they are in check. So it is supposed to show, but since it's not showing, I'll check and get back to you guys.
All right, thank
so
you.
as not to delay us, you can stop sharing. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so we have for those of us that still have the x-axis information showing, just right click on it and do and take it off. Right click and do show. You see show something, just click on it and it should go off. Because we don't need it actually. The bars is an indicator already. So having done this, we want to rename our sheets. Like I used to tell us, it is always nice to rename our sheet from below. So once you name your sheet, it will take effect up here. So I'll just right click and I'll say let's say instead of sheet 8, I'll name it top. I'm coming a bit, please. Oh, it's like my system is hanging. Yeah, just name your product, top products. From the below, just name it top products. Just name your top products. Okay. So I believe we've named our product top product. If you name your top product, it should show on the top part of it like this. So I'll do top product. Okay, and there I have it. Then whatever I want to do on the title page, I can always come inside here. But when you come inside there, all you need to do is right click this sheet name. You don't have to change anything, just right click on it Then you can format it as you like. Let's say darker shade. If I click apply, so and I say okay, so I should have something like this. So I want to believe we have the same thing just like this, apart from the labeling. Apart from Damilola and Emilia, who else has the same issue? Who else has the same issue? Okay, so we have been able to touch on parameters and top product tonight. We've exhausted much of our time, so I'll be stopping here. From next week, we'll continue with the average sales, with the moving average, so that I don't overrush us tonight. So, and I want to believe that we won't have the same problem we had at the beginning of our class today, so that we can cover a lot of grounds. So I can cover a lot of grounds. I do not, it's still not showing, but then it's fine. So we can cover a lot of grounds. So we'll be starting from the average, from the averages next week. So and we'll be able to do a lot of things. So is there any question before we wrap up tonight? Is there any question?
Question from me, Emilia, is you said you will look into this. So is it next week I will hear from you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, sure.
All right.
We'll tackle it in our next class. However, like I said, the work of the tooltip is to show the work of this labeling actually, because it is not really necessary, okay? Because the information we are trying to project is on our tooltip already, okay? It's on our tooltip.
Another question is, how do I put back my product name from under the filters where I took it out from?
You don't need it.
Okay.
Just take it off. You don't need it. So, or if you want to have it back there, you can go back to how we visualized the product name. Then you can come back into your filter. Then select by field and put back your filter. So it should come back, okay? Just like that. So you can just take it back just like this and leave it there. So as I was saying, you can see that in our tooltip, the moment I removed the sales from the marks, it's removed from the moment I removed it from the label, sorry, it's removed from the tooltip. So what I did was I came back into the tooltip and it was like this. It was just like this. The sales was empty. So you'll see that there is nothing under my sales, but I came back into the tooltip and I brought my cursor back to the front of sales and I came to insert and I inserted the sum sales. Okay, I inserted the sum sales and there it's showing the sum sales inside the what's it called, inside the tooltip. Okay, so that way we can remove, we can add whatever information we would love to add into the tooltip just like that, and that way we are good to go. So on this note, I'll be rounding up tonight's class, and from next week we'll be going back into more visualization. If there is no other question. Is there any other question? Damilola, you can stop recording. Thank you very much for recording tonight.